I give these boys $1 raise every year. It's been me 29 years. You ain't making it $2.90.
Hold on. $1 a year, so 29 years, so you get $29 extra a year. Man, you're stingy.
That's what he started me at.
Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to show you 2 days of framing. So this is what I came home to when I was out of town and the guys were framing. And what you saw in the intro was how I interact with my workers. So I treat those guys like family, basically. So my construction site is completely different from a regular construction site. We all get along, and everybody is just, it's not a construction site. It just feels completely different. But anyway, so this is the shot of the cabin. You can pause that to get a closer look at it, how I have the cabin laid out on the inside. But this is the first wall that they framed. And here is the shot of the cabin, the size of it, so you get an idea how this stuff looks. And the wall is on the right hand side. Here's the subfloor, and I love that subfloor because you can it can rain on top of it and you don't have to worry about it getting messed up. Here's another shot into the crawl space. As you can see, all the block, how tall it is, so it'll be very easy to work inside of it. So the plumbers, electrician, whoever goes down there is gonna love it. This is my OCD kicking in. I wanted to show you the chair that the rebar sits on when you pour the foundation footers. And here's some flashing that the guys are installing. This is so your band, that piece that is on the side of the house, that's called a band, and so it doesn't rot basically. So that's what that's for. So that's the aluminum that they're stretching there, and he's cutting it here and snapping the line. That's to get the deck nice and level. You'll see in a second he's gonna put a piece of lumber there and nail it. There you go, he's nailing that in. Eventually also there's bolts that are going to get mounted to that, so it's even more secure, so you don't rely just strictly on nails. So the bolts will be coming later, you'll see it. So that's how that looks when it's finished. It's secured in there. The blocks are still kind of wet because it just keeps on raining on us and we have to pause work. Some more cuts over here. And what do we got next? Here's digging to put the concrete block in there. So the post for the deck doesn't sit directly on the ground. Some people put it directly into the ground. This person has been doing this for like 40 years and this is the way he does it. So I like that. It's a little bit better than just usual construction. Here's a big old post that sits on top of that block that will get trimmed eventually. And some more cuts. The decking that we used, it's a little bit thicker. They're putting the double band around the whole deck, just so it's more sturdy. Sometimes it's done with just one of those pieces, but this guy does it with two, so it's more secure. But like I was saying, the decking that we used for the deck is actually a little bit thicker than normal, just so it's just a little bit more quality, and I guess it'll feel a little bit better when you're walking on top of it. It's going to be more solid and structurally sound. So that's what we got here. They're placing the deck together here. I love how these guys work together. Everybody's on the same page, and this is basically like a family affair. A lot of them are related, and also half of them are ex-military. So it's just good people to work with. They work well together, and it's always fun to watch them work. And sometimes I help them, but obviously since I'm paying them to work, they do most of the work. And they do it very well. 40 years for experience for the main guy, and then the other guy is like 30 some odd years of experience. So that's pretty good. So they do quality work, and it shows because everything is nice and sturdy and solid. And they've done multiple homes for me. He's drilling into the band there. That's where the bolts are gonna go that I was talking about earlier. And see, the deck is coming together. This is going to be about 10 feet by about 15 feet, and it's strictly a deck, so it's not covered. And they're putting the decking together. Like I was saying earlier, it's a little bit thicker than usual. but I like to do certain things on overkill, just so I put a little bit extra quality of my homes. It just feels different when you're walking. You see here, they're flipping it. I don't know if you noticed the writing on the decking. I always tell people, whoever's working in my home, to put the writing, the stamps of the decking on the other side. That's how it looks underneath. Because if the writing, the stamps are on top, it just looks like crap. Here's me walking in to do the first wall raising. And you can see this wall was a piece of cake. I literally watched him frame this thing in like 15, 20 minutes maybe. Because you can see it's just the solid walls. He's marking 16 on center. Everything that's kinda, first how it gets laid out, obviously it needs to be adjusted and nailed in. So you have an idea how this stuff looks. This is me getting the tub and driving with the tub that way. It's just I'm a little bit crazy, I guess. So here's nearing to the second day of work, and this is what we got. So we got 2 walls standing up. They're braced. That's what that is, which you can see. And the subfloor is in as well, and my tub is laying in the general area where it's gonna be. And in the next episode, you'll see how this stuff, or how more walls come together. This is walking on the board here, and this is the deck in the back. So the 10 feet by 15 feet, I decided to stretch it from the regular, usually 8 feet that people do decks. This is just a little bit more room, so you can just enjoy yourself and maybe put a table in the back and just have a little bit more room. There's going to be stairs right on this corner, and that'll come later. But I just wanted to show you this angle, how this looks together, and that big old post that you see, that's gonna get obviously trimmed. But that's the tub. I used that in the previous house. If you watched the previous episodes of the other build, this is the tub I used, and that's a seat there in your upper right hand corner. So if you're elderly or you got some issues with mobility, you can actually sit down and wash yourself. So those are my sexy walls and a big old post. And I just love looking at this. This is just amazing stuff to me. I don't know why, but I absolutely love what I do. This just brings a smile to my face, just to see everything come together like this. And in the process, I employ so many people, give so many jobs. Here's me underneath, just to show you kind of how big the crawl space is. It's putting myself in the corner, I guess, because I've been a bad boy. And this is the blocking, and I'm showing you this, that the subfloor is actually nailed and glued. That's the glue that you see. And the blocking that you see right there in the middle is just so that your floor is more sturdy, so it doesn't creak. I actually like floors that creak. This is me doing stuff for Habitat for Humanity a couple months ago. It was some leftover countertops I had and some doors. And here's the stuff that I wanted to talk about. The loft. If I wanted to put a loft in this house, it would have cost me about $4,700 more. And while I'm talking, you can enjoy the view. So for the loft, it was $4,700. If I wanted to do a basement in this little house, it would have been anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. It all depends if I did it out of block or if I poured the walls. Around here, the companies that pour the walls, they're very expensive because there's not much competition. So that would be closer probably to the $10,000 side. But if it was done with block, it would have been a little bit cheaper. And the porch in the back, since it's just a deck, if I wanted to cover it, that would be about $3,500. So I just want to show you this to give you an idea how much this stuff costs. And then if there was a carport to the side, it would have been probably around $2,800 because carports are easy and there's not much to them since it's all open on all sides. So that's how much it would be. I'll walk here with you and you can enjoy the little miniature marina here that we got, a boat ramp. This is why I love living here. I mean, you have stuff like this all over the county, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So that's basically that. So I wanted to show you how much these extras would have cost. I know what some of you will probably say, why don't you do it? Because I'm trying to keep the cost down, and I kind of overpaid for the lot because I could have bought a cheaper lot, but I paid 20 grand for the lot. If you watch the episodes, I show the closing statements and everything from that lot purchase, because this is what this channel is about. So if the lot was different, and if I didn't have to cut down some of the trees that I did, that's also was in the previous episode, I actually probably, honestly, I probably would have done all of it. Because the loft, 4,700, basement for maybe 5 to 7K if I blocked it, porch for 35, and carport for 2,800, it would have been very doable. And these ducks are swimming over there, and I'm about to hop on one of these guys and have some fun. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care, guys.